Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sunday Social Podcast. My name is Derek.
I'm Jonathan.
And today we are yet again going to be checking out some videos from other churches and reacting to them. It seems like it did pretty well last time, and we had fun doing it. So we've got 5 clips that we're going to go over today, and we're just going to commentate on them.
Break them down,
See what we like, see what we don't.
Why they work.
Yeah, why they don't. So if this is your church and we're commentating on it, let us know. Or if you have
all
clips.
The love. I just did the Elon thing that got him in trouble.
Oh, yeah. Let's not do that.
Okay, so now I understand why I did that. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Or if for future episodes, you would love us to check out your church's clips, let us know and send it to us on Instagram. All right. Now, all of these are in no particular order. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're just all random.
I haven't seen any of them. Derek prepared them.
It's been a while since I've seen them, so which is great. We get to react to them live together. So here's the first one that we get to do.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? 30, yes.
I honestly think that this is just about the kids. Like the kids running around makes it.
You think, okay, yeah, that was a setup for sure. Or you think they were just really running around?
No, not in a circle. I respect though that they got like, it's good. It kind of reminds me of those memes that were popular for a while where it's like, when you like are hungry and your mom's still talking to people after church, right? Like it's that same thing. I think those honestly the same videos that I do those videos where it's like when you're trying to lock up the church and like or turn off the lights and people are still hanging out, right? Like they use this song, the sound, right, which was trending a while ago. But yeah, this is from September 22nd. So I think you could still do this concept without having to do that sound and it would still do well.
Yeah, because it's a universal like thing. If you've been in church for a little bit, you understand.
Especially if you were a kid growing up in church, you know what it's like to run around in church. You know what it's like when your mom won't stop talking at church. Like, I think that's a universal thing. I do also like that it kind of reinforces the idea of like that like people are hanging out.
Yeah.
Because again, I think like community is one of the main things we want. We've talked about in our courses. Like community is one of the main things people want when it comes to a church. Like they can get a great service online. Elevation, VOO, whatever church is your like flavor, you can get that online, but the community you can't get online.
Yeah, someone said when you have a church where people and kids get to play around, it's considered a home, safe place.
Yeah.
There you go.
I wonder if they go there or if that's just like someone who just like vibed with it.
Maybe. I don't know.
It was
this
like a
clip
week ago,
has
so I don't think
19,000 likes, so maybe it's just somebody observing. I love that about church. There you go.
Yeah, I think that's positive. I'm sure they deleted some of the comments. Anytime that you get 19,000 likes, you know there's going to be a bunch of trolls in the comments as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd say that there are good comments, which means that people did vibe with this.
Right.
It's not like they were roasting. Sometimes, I don't know. One of my favorite things is like me and my friend, we share videos with each other, but just whenever the comments are closed, because then you have to like figure out what people were saying. Like you almost like fill in the blank of how people were roasting the video.
Yeah.
So like, I like that the comments are still open. So it means there were good things.
Someone else said, that's free daycare. I'm staying.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
honestly, and so the fun thing about this is if you get a viral video or even if you come across a viral video online, you can see the comments. I do this sometimes with comments on my videos and I'll make a video based on that. Like it's like a prompt for another video.
Gives you ideas.
Yeah. And you can either do the like responding to it if it's on your video or just like, dude, the idea of free daycare is an amazing joke, smart. Right? Like,
I know that literally gave you an idea.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go write it on my notes. I want my phone right now so I can make that. But yeah, I'll probably make that video. It's brilliant.
No, that is true. That's a good nugget because if the video does well enough, people will already just start giving you ideas.
That's the fun about Instagram lately is like people try to make their own jokes in the comments, and if they're good jokes, you pin them obviously, but then you can also use them as launching points for the next video. Yeah,
I feel like comments are like what make the video even funnier.
Yeah.
Right? Like you ever watch a video and then you're like, you go to the comments and it's just hilarious. I don't know how people come up with this stuff.
That's honestly, I think that's honestly why some videos become viral. Cause like there are a few clever comments. Like everyone's like feeling the same thing, but then one person comments it and like everyone latches onto it.
Okay, cool. Let's go to the next one.
Right. Yes. Yo, come to church this weekend. It's going to be phenomenal. Whoa.
These videos always confuse me because there's literally no content to them. It's just come to church. Like it's that thing that we always roast churches about. They're like, how can I find the 50th way to say come to church this Sunday, right?
I think it's a different way to do it. I mean, it's like a hook, right? Because you're like literally, it's like you're listening, but you don't see anything. And then this guy just in the background.
Now, so
like in
there-
a random spot.
There's this. So we talked about before the podcast recording that you don't watch SNL. But there was
I've seen it.
There was this digital short with like Andy Samberg and stuff where like they had like, I don't know, they filmed different locations and like it was Andy popping out in different locations. And there was something, it was just that, and it was so much fun. And there's kind of that, it's kind of like playing off of that. It's like, it's almost like a Where's Waldo? Like, where is he? Where is he? Where are you going to see him? Like, so there's it's the game of it almost. I think that's why it works, right? I don't know your analysis of why it works, but I do think that's what it is.
I think I love that because a typical invite to church is like, hey, church fam. I mean, you did a video on that.
Exploding Bird.
Hey, church fam, come to my event, blah, blah. I think it's just a fun way and a lighthearted way and a different way to say, hey, come to church with me. So to me, it automatically, if I see this clip, I'm like, okay, these people like to have fun. They're not so serious all the time. It's just a cool way to say, hey, come to church.
And there's a hidden benefit here of actually showing what it looks like in your church. This is like
That is true.
This is an unfiltered look at what the lobby looks like, right?
That is true.
You could do it. I've seen people do it inside their services, which is pretty cool too, where it's like, you know, there's people worshiping and then like off in the distance, you have someone like making eye contact or something like, same thing where you show what it looks like. And it, again, from our course, we talked about the social deceits, right? Like the goal is to like reduce the fear of going to church.
Right.
And this kind of does that in a way that, you know, it's a more, what's it called? Sophisticated way of doing it rather than just like showing your, you know, like no one wants to just see clips of your church inside, but this is a fun way to do it.
Yeah. And last episode or a few episodes ago, we were talking about the most important thing when it comes to analytics is watch time.
Yeah.
And I think this keeps your
gets
attention.
You past 3 seconds.
Right. It's like, cause you want to see what's the review at the end. I think we
Where
talked
is
about
it?
that. Yeah. So it's like, where is this person I'm hearing and the camera's searching and then you finally get to the guy. So I think at that point, you're just sticking around to see what he says.
Yeah. And the key with this, if you're going to do this at your church, is do it when there's a lot of people in your lobby. So like right after church, before church, you need the like busyness of it to make it fun. And again, to preview what it looks like inside your church for potential
Church
guests.
looks popping. I want to go to this church now.
I'd be down. Yeah.
I want to meet that guy.
I want to meet him.
That's awesome. Good job, church.
This
is Your Faith Church. Shout out to Your Faith.
Your faith.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Oh yeah.
I'll never get used to this.
Shout out Forrest Frank.
And Jake, I mean,
Jake, that was a crazy collab.
That was the collab I was waiting for, and I didn't realize I was waiting for. I think I commented on it when Forrest Frank announced it. I love Forrest.
That's the collab we didn't know we needed until we got it.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
Come on.
Forrest Frank wears.
Okay, this is Elevation Orlando. So what do you think about this one? The transition.
Yeah, this is one of those. I don't know if it's just because it's Elevation. I think it has a good hook, but it's not necessarily. I'm surprised that this video went viral. I do think it's because it was Elevation.
Think so?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great hook. I think, right? Like the other day I did like a sponsored post for someone and I used that mic and I just like started out talking and then I pushed it away like it was annoying me. And like that was a hook where it's like, why is he doing that? Right? Like it's just like it's confusing. If you look at like modern memes now, it's the same thing where it's like they'll show like an eclipse where it's like, I'm not doing okay. And the juxtaposition of those two like conflicting ideas of like the majesty of an eclipse and like you're struggling is part of why people like it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing where it's like, why is this person stepping on the camera? I don't know. And it has nothing to do with it.
I also like that the way it transitions and what it shows, like it's showing you the outside of the building and then it's showing you what's inside.
That's true.
So you get to see both because maybe
it's a reveal.
Yeah. Maybe again, a reveal. Maybe maybe you're in Orlando and you've seen the outside of this building, but you're like, what does it look like inside? Yeah. And so it's a cool way to just showcase that. Somebody said, asking for permission to replicate this for my church, please.
You must be new to the Instagram if you're having to ask permission.
No need to ask, brother. Just do.
Rip it off. But I think also there's an element of like a bubbly person.
Yeah.
Somewhat attractive. That's weird that I'm like saying somewhat. No offense to you. You're an attractive person. But like having a person that like matches the vibe of
is welcoming.
Right? Like maybe if I did that, it'd be a little bit weird because I'm a dude. I'm not like bubbly. I mean, I'm bubbly, but not like bubbly.
Right.
So there's definitely the right type of person to film this sort of thing, which is key.
It is true. And now the only critique I would say is because we saw the one before is when she does the first part, like that part, it looks empty.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
my opinion, it would be cool, and I don't know
There's
if that's
people
just
walking up.
yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
maybe just their culture is like they don't really hang out outside, but it would be cool to see people outside just mingling,
I mean, it's
hanging
Orlando.
out.
It might be like super hot, even in
Maybe
July.
Super-
Oh, July. Yeah, it was super hot. No one's hanging out
no one.
outside there.
They're like, we're going inside. So then, I mean, if I know that, maybe I can stage it to where there's a
You can still film it like 5 minutes before service when tons of people are walking in.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's when the majorty of people arrive. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
and then even there, I mean, I don't know. I'm
I
not-
like this comment. What this place?
what this place. To me, I don't know if that is like rehearsal. It looks
It probably is because you're not going to do that in the middle of service.
yeah,
like,
because that
talk
guy
about
in the front, what is he
distracting.
doing? Look at this
Looks
guy.
like he's signing.
Oh, is he signing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Okay, then
So it might actually be doing service.
Maybe
or he
it
just,
is.
Maybe he rehearses with the band.
I thought he was the guy that's like the orchestrator.
No, I think that's sign language,
Oh,
buddy.
okay. Well, shout out to the sign language person. So we're giving this one a thumbs up.
Hey.
Okay, next one.
Oh, I do like these videos. So my big critique on this is that there's absolutely nobody in there.
That is true.
But I get it because you do that in the middle of the service. It's super distracting, which is the whole point of the video, right? But like, I would have probably gotten all your team members, done it before service, and like everyone on staff, all your volunteers, hey, we want to shoot a video. Because A, that's fun because you see yourself on the video as a volunteer, really exciting. And then B, makes it feel full. So again, the goal is not to have a viral video. The goal is to actually have that viral video turn into something, which is hopefully people actually coming to your church, right?
Right.
Or engaging with your church in some way. So showing that it's popping, showing that there's something happening, right? That's my critique there. But I love those. I mean, I see those all the time, like what not to do when you're helping a customer and the same thing where it's
Yeah.
like, it's funny. And now every time I do those videos where I'm like pointing at the top, like
You think of
I
that.
think of those videos. It's funny.
My favorite part is I don't know, and I don't know if this is like the trend, the way it goes, but the music cuts off. And so it's just silence.
yeah.
And you're just like looking at the person doing that.
It is funny. I've been thinking about that a lot more lately. The idea of like, because we're in such a like 6-second video world that in like go, that's actually silence in like white space. Have you seen those videos where it's like, they're like a viral video and they put like text over it, but it's like mismatched fonts, mismatched
Yeah.
colors. And there's this one sound that's like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo behind it. They use the same sound. And like, there's just like pauses of 3 minutes where there's nothing and there's just a visual of like an eclipse or like a majestic sunset. But it's like that space actually is invited and almost makes it funnier, weirdly enough. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, like the silence makes it funny.
What is your opinion on, because I know that this is from another like trend, so they kind of adapted it to the church. What do you think about churches doing that, where they see a trend and they kind of adapt it to the church space?
I think it's great. I think the reason they're trends is because people like, I would watch 20 of these and still enjoy it, right?
I think it's funny, yeah.
And so jumping on that, shows that you're like not so separated from culture that you're like weird. Like our goal, right, is obviously not to like relate to culture. Like we're supposed to be different, right?
Yeah.
We're called out. But at the same time, it shows like, oh, these people are real people, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think there's this sense, for people that are far away from God, that they think like Christians are just weird. And there's this like lack of being in touch with reality. And so showing this, again, that's not the goal, but there's a benefit to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if your church account isn't all of this, because I've seen churches that's all they do.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a meme page at that point.
Yeah. Well,
But I think
again,
if you're
though,
having fun,
I don't know that that's bad actually, because what's your purpose, right? What's the purpose of your page? Is your page to connect people to the church?
yeah.
In which case, this is just getting attention. It's showing the inside of the church. Like, you're not necessarily trying to disciple people online, which I think is an opportunity to do. But, just showing your church and showing that you have a unique personality. I think there's value in that.
You know what's crazy is like it looks like they all collab. Like the person that made the video.
Yeah. Sierra Nicole.
That's interesting.
And usually collabs don't do well.
Yeah.
I've seen.
From what I've
Unless it's like
experienced
one of
too.
these super viral videos. But yeah, I think that's interesting.
That's interesting that the church collabed with the woman that's in the video. I feel like I don't normally see that.
My church, I asked my church to do that, and they had
Really?
to ask my pastor's permission because there's this weird thing of like, That's one thing I think
not getting
people
the
should
credit,
do.
right? Or like,
Yeah, well,
it's like,
I think they should do that more. Like, I think you should tag the people. Like, if you do those photo reels, like tag, like ask permission, but tag the people in
Yeah.
them. Like, because it's like, oh, I always see them at church, and maybe it's weird because it's like an attractive girl, and the guy's gonna go follow her and then be weird, right? But like, you know, oh, like I always talked to that guy. I didn't know he was on Instagram, right? Like, and you can follow them. I think there's a benefit to tagging people, to collabing with people, because it just shows that they're real people. Like, they're not just like, I don't know, actors or whatever.
yeah, seeing that normalizes or humanizes it in a way of like, okay, this woman's just not like on us. Maybe she is on staff, but it's showing that, hey, we have actual people in our congregation.
If I was in Philadelphia and I saw this video, I'd be like, dude, I might go visit her page and see what she's about, because I know that she's like apparently pretty involved with the church, and say, okay, she seems cool.
Yeah.
Now what about the church? I would probably deep dive every single person.
yeah, if you're gonna collab, you definitely want to make sure your page is good.
Yeah, but then I would deep dive every person and see like, what are these people about? And I would actually probably make a decision to go based on that, or
Right.
be like, oh yeah, these people are weird. But like, it shows what they can expect,
Yeah.
which I really like.
Someone said, I love that they co-sign your foolishness.
So this is probably actually her idea, and then she collabed with her church, is my guess.
Yeah.
Like her church, like I would go check out their page and see if they actually do stuff like this. Which one is it?
Love Zion Baptist Church.
Yeah, so they definitely don't do this
Oh.
stuff. But check the other account.
Let's see what they got on this other account. The
Church John.
The Church John. Just
Church
Philly
John.
John who loved Jesus.
So this is just a person. So both these people make viral videos, and then they just collabed with their church, which has no viral videos.
But it looks like she uses the church for her videos, which is cool.
She's probably on staff, right? She's maybe
Yeah.
like one of the pastors, or the pastor's wife, or the
Yeah,
pastor's
and that looks
daughter.
like
Or
she's the other one.
I would love to see more churches like tagging people, because I think I don't know, it's one of those like, you know, whenever you think about like, there's some like clothing brands that will like say the name of the model, and they're people you recognize. Maybe they're already celebrities and they just happen to model. I think Abercrombie does that, where they'll like one of the Zach and Cody's. I remember this was a while ago, but like I saw like one of the Zach and Cody's on a thing. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
that's a person, instead of
Right.
they're just a faceless model, like an Abercrombie model that like, okay, they're just abs, right? So it kind of shows that like these are real people. I don't know. It brings like a life to a church, I feel like, on social media.
I feel like, yeah. And I think something like this would do well for a youth account too.
Yeah, for
To
sure.
see students seeing, like, instead of their youth leaders, they see other students, but then you get to see if their account is tagged. Then as a student, I get to go see that student's account and see, oh,
And there's a weird element of like, you have a teenager that then
Yeah.
like everyone who's going to see this video who maybe has nothing to do with youth
Yeah.
is going to be like going to follow them, which is weird. So you definitely want to ask permission and maybe use some wisdom in it. Like maybe check out their account to see like, are they going to want random people to see these pictures of them, which could be, you know, warn them at least, if nothing else. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, just so you know, when videos go viral, there'll be people who have no connection with you.
maybe they didn't think this one was going to go viral, but it
I
did.
mean, I think that's the goal, right? You don't make a video like this and not want it to go viral.
Yeah.
So you'd have to think through like what will happen if it goes viral.
Shout out to these people.
I love that people use the FYP on Instagram, because like For You page is from TikTok, but like they just don't think like there's no For You page on Instagram, but
Or maybe they posted on TikTok and they just copied everything.
maybe.
Okay, here's the next one.
Oh yeah, I like these. PT, physical therapy?
Someone literally commented that PT question mark.
I really want to know what PT is.
Maybe it's the pastor.
Pastor Tom.
Yeah, you know, like they abbreviated it like PT.
Ground control to Pastor Tom.
Like you would be PJ if you were a pastor.
Oh, I hate
Did
that
anybody
so
call you
much.
PJ?
Yeah,
They used to call you PJ?
because I got like ordained, and then my wife and her sister started calling me PJ, and I'm like, you guys do not call me that. I got so
Let's go,
frustrated. This is
PJ.
before we were married, and I was like, no, I'm not into that.
You're like, I'm not being called PJ at all.
Yeah, so
So maybe that is like a Pastor Tom.
yeah, for sure.
Shout out Pastor Tom.
Pastor Tom, everyone loves PT. I love it. I think that's great. What I love too is in the comments, people are actually writing everything. They're writing their own things.
Yeah.
Is that prompted? Yeah, comment down below. So that's a good prompt. This is one of those like, so here's what I've noticed about Instagram, and they've mentioned this, that like comments do not matter that much anymore. We're in this trend of lurkers now, where people are more and more just lurking. Maybe it's because of Instagram, the way that they like full screened the reels, and it's less about comments, it's more about just watching, almost
Yeah.
more passive watching, because it's about entertainment. So comments are going to be a lot less. You're trying to shoot for watch time, which is great because you're trying to see what they're going to say. I would love to see this trend with something a little bit funnier. I think you could go funny. You don't have to, right? This is still a great idea, but you could go like, what's, I don't know, like what's the weirdest thing about PT, right? Like about Pastor Tom or whoever it is,
Pastor
right?
Tom.
And that'd be funny because then you can I think you can go a lot of routes with this. The funny thing I think would reveal a lot more, which is funny. Like keep people watching a lot more. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think you can almost make it into a series if you wanted. Like you said, try different things.
Yeah.
If you have a coffee shop in your church, hey, what's your favorite coffee drink? I don't know, just something different. It's like some crazy order that someone writes or something, But then with this one, I love how it shows in a different, unique way of what the youth group has to offer. So somebody said like community or friends or whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm watching it, I get to see, oh, they have that. I want the community too.
Yeah. So. I would recommend that they use like the 0.5 zoom. So they get more of the like wide angle fisheye lens. So you can actually see more of the lobby.
Background. Yeah.
Again, the idea of a subtle reinforcement of like, oh, it's like a good environment. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
I think it's cool. I think also it allows you to like these students get to participate in a video, like how you said before. Volunteers love to be in videos.
Yeah,
they're probably like, hey, if you want to be a part of this video, like you can see yourself in it. So I think already when the youth group posts it, you get that immediate engagement because you want to like repost it because you're on it, or you know. So it helps the algorithm a little bit to have people repost it if you're in it. Yeah,
you're going to comment, you're going to like it at least. You'll share it to a couple of friends. I love also that the sign is just handwritten. I think, sometimes we do all this stuff in post and like we add the text on, but like handwritten actually gets more attention for some reason to me. I think because it's like, it's a break from the norm.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all the videos I got.
All right.
But shout out to all these churches for being creative and figuring out different ways to make videos instead of just doing the same old come to my church or, you're invited to Sunday type of thing. I think these are all different ways that you can easily replicate within your church to be able to try something different and be okay with stepping out the box and being a little unique,
Show your personality.
Yep.
Like, if you're sillier than this, be sillier than this. If you're more serious than this, be more serious than this. But like, show your unique personality. I think that's the main thing that I want to see churches do more in 2025.
You heard it here first. But yeah, shout out to all these churches. If you are a church that wants to get featured on these reaction videos, let us know. DM us on Instagram, send us your videos, and we'll be sure to react to those. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next one.